Hi, I hope you're doing well. This is the weekly portfolio review for the Hindsight 50/50 Fund for the week of July 13th, 2026. Before we get into it, let's take a real quick look at our disclaimer. Please keep in mind this information is for educational, information, and discussion purposes only. Nothing should be interpreted as financial advice, tax advice, legal advice, or any other type of advice. I actually don't even know you. Please conduct your own research prior to making any financial decisions. Alrighty, let's go ahead and jump into the portfolio. So for this week, we found our portfolio value at 225,062. That was down 1.15% for the week, or 2622.17 down. Overall, the week started off pretty well, but it kind of fell off towards the end of the week. We know that AI and semiconductor stocks kind of led the way down towards the end of the week. Despite that, the market as a whole does seem like it's in a healthy place. We did kick off earnings season this week with large banks reporting first. Most of those, blew earnings out of the water. Really good results coming in. And approximately 90% of companies reported have beaten analyst estimates, and projected Q2 earnings growth is projected to be about 26%. I want to call out a milestone here. We've gone over $300 a month for our monthly average income for dividends, so I just want to take a moment and call that out. And now, to look at the portfolio as a whole, Tree Fitty, current value 20,604, change of 1307 on the week. Vinny Smoking in the Big Room, 92,999, down 3.13%. The Hindsight 50/50 namesake, current value 7,043, a change of 0.77% to the downside. Gideon's Ghost at 39,871, down 4.96%. Her Sweet current value $6,628, up 1.89% on the week. And Vera Swang, the IRA 56,796 is its current value, down 0.55% on the week. Alrighty, to jump into the first position, or the first portfolio, that is Her Sweet it's the one position portfolio, SCHD, current value 6,628, and that is up 1.89% on the week. Next up, we'll take a look at Gideon's Ghost. It's an IRA of 4 positions. Current value is 39,871, and it was down 4.69% on the week. The first holding we'll take a look at is SPMO, the Invesco S&P 500 Momentum ETF. It's currently about 82% of our portfolio, 81% of our portfolio, and it was down 6.28% on the week. Started the week off okay and really trailed off into the latter part of the week. Next, we have Amazon. It was up 1.02% on the week. It is currently 12.4% of the portfolio. IRIN is next. It's about 1.4% of the portfolio. It's that little brown sliver in the pie chart. At any rate, it was down 17.54%. Yuck. And then finally, Abbott Laboratories, up 6.81%. And that one is currently 5% of our portfolio. It had earnings reported towards the end of last week. I want to say it was Thursday. And they had really positive, it may have been Friday, really positive results coming out of those earnings. Overall, just to report on those earnings, sales and revenue was up 7%, or 11.14 billion. Adjusted EPS was up 15.6 year over year, or 1.3. Operating income, 2.48 billion, up 10.1% year over year, and adjusted margin, 22.3%, up 60 basis points versus Q2 of 2025. They raised on their 2026 full year outlook, 7.5 to 8.5%, and that's a raise of 7 to 8%. And adjusted EPS growth was raised to 12.5 to 13.5, up from 12 to 13. Some key takeaways. Organic sales growth of 7.5%, driven by medical device performance. double-digit expansion in electrophysiology and structural heart divisions. Robust product pipeline continues to yield high-impact market launches, and they raise full-year guidance signals strong leadership confidence and ongoing commercial momentum. Okay, let's take a look at the Hindsight 50/50 fund here. There are 11 positions there. The current value is $7,043, and this one had a change of 1.58 to the upside on the week. We did have a transfer of $120 from our portfolio over into this one, and we invested that. We picked up some shares of Lucid and QXO this week, 15 shares of Lucid and 1 of QXO. So to take a look at the holdings, first we have Grab. It's down 11.39% over the past week, trading at $358. It's just under 5% of our portfolio, 4.94% or 100 shares. Next is BMNR. It had an up week, up 8.33%. Like most holders of BMNR, we're still probably down. I'm currently down about 45%. This is 19.53% of the portfolio. Next is AITCO Holdings, or Orbs. This is down 15.22% over the week. It's 0.80% of the portfolio. Next, we have Serve Robotics, down 10.43% on the week. We have 50 shares, representing 3.52% of the portfolio. Next is Kodiak AI, down 11.48% on the week, 2.99% of the portfolio, 50 shares there. Our average cost there is 801. It's currently trading at 4.33. Lucid Group, this one had a pretty up and down week, a very down week, and then it started to pull back out of that. 29% up on the week. We have just under 3% of our portfolio here, 2.97% or 30 shares. Ondas down 6.64% on the week. We have 20 shares, representing just under 2% of the portfolio. QXO down 3.97%. We have 18% of the portfolio here, or 91 shares. UEC down 8.75% over the week, 3.84% of the portfolio. Venture Global, a bright spot, up 8.9% on the week. It's 24% of our portfolio. We're currently holding 130 shares. Zeta Global, down 5.43% on the week, despite having a pretty good month overall. It's 13.5% of our portfolio, or 45 shares. And the final holding, Archer Aviation. This is not new. It was actually a part of the portfolio from the beginning, but in our shuffling to build out the portfolio, it got stranded. So our 50 shares are now back home. It's 3% of our portfolio, and it's down 5.1% over the last week. Okay, next we'll have a look at Trifidi. It is currently at 20,604, having just gone over 20,000 this week. It's up 13%. The majority of that is not on the gains of the stock, but there were some additions to the portfolio made this week, so we'll take a look here. We had a deposit of about $2,000, $1,900. Total investment for the week was $2082.60. Most of that going into VU, and then the remainder going into Microsoft. Remember, a couple weeks back, we talked about shifting the Microsoft from one portfolio to the other manually. So this is the completion of that activity. All right, let's take a look at the holdings. First is Meta Platforms, representing 43% of the portfolio, down 4.15% on the week. Next is Alphabet. It was down 2.63% on the week. Alphabet is currently about 16% of our portfolio. Apologies. Next is SMH, the VanEck Semiconductor ETF, currently trading at 555.55, down 9.37% on the week. It's about 13% of this portfolio. The Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, VU, that is a newer holding here in this portfolio. Nonetheless, it's just under 16% of the portfolio, and it was down 1.05% on the week. Microsoft had a down week, had a down month, had a down year, but then began to turn it around towards the end of the week. It's up 2.24% on the week. It's just under 8% of our portfolio. Okay, let's take a look at VeraSwang. It's an IRA with 8 positions. 56,581 is the current value, and it was down 0.27% on the week. We rotated $1,700 here, and what we mean by rotate is we shifted 3 shares of SMH. We sold those at a profit, and we reallocated that money. So we have a pending dividend from $14.58 from MDT is the other activity here. But essentially that 1707 went to NEOS, and the MLP or MLPI, SCHD, we picked up 8 shares, and GPIC with a balance 1.03 shares purchased there. So to have a look here at VeraSwang, this is 17% of the portfolio. It was up 1.02% on the week. Amazon trading at $246.74. Next is CCJ Kamiko, down 9.7% on the week, 2.29% of our portfolio, 15 shares. Next is GPIC, down 3.52% on the week. It's 11.41% of our portfolio, 116 shares. Next is SCHD. This is just under 50% of this portfolio, 860 shares, or 859.99997. At any rate, it was up 1.63% on the week. Then we have the VanEck Semiconductor, also held here, also trading at 555s and down 9.37% on the week. Medtronic, 83.98 is currently trading, was only up 0.11% on the week, but had a really strong end of the week, trading in sympathy with Abbott. It's 2.99% of the portfolio. We have 20.25 shares. The Round Hill Memory ETF down 9.41%, trading at 52.10. This is just under 1% of our portfolio, 10 shares total. Then we have the NEOS MLP and Energy Infrastructure High Income ETF, or MLPI. That was up 2.56% on the week. It's 10.3% of our portfolio, 102 shares. Next, we'll have a look at Vinny Smoking in a Big Room. 7 positions, 92,999, down 2.44% on the week. We had a net cash increase here of $159 that was transferred, and we sold some SGov, and we purchased VGT with that. So just over 9 shares of VGT with what was sold out of SGov. So to take a look at the holdings here, we have SoFi Technologies, 0.65% of the portfolio, down 7.78% on the week. Next is Energy Transfer, was up 2.29% on the week. It's 4.37% of the portfolio, 200 shares. Nvidia, down 3.59% on the week, 11.76% of the portfolio, 54 shares. Next is the Vanguard Information Technology, VGT. This is the majority holding in this portfolio, representing 72.36%, 595 shares, down 4.23% on the week. Next, we have Venture Global, up 8.9% on the week. It's only 3% of this portfolio, 200 shares. VIS, the Vanguard Industrials ETF, 345.23. It's trading at down 1.45% on the week, 7.43% of the portfolio, or just a little over 20 shares. And SGov, it's SGov. We have 4 shares of it. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for checking this out. If you made it here, go ahead and like and subscribe. Feel free to follow me on X. I have one more thing I want to call out. Well, actually 2 more things before I get out of here. I've got a couple things that are going to be available on Amazon, so let me tell you about those real quick. 1, Reasons to Invest Today, Even If You're Broke. This one's coming out July 27th. It's a real short read, maybe 6-12 pages. Just if you're broke and you haven't started investing, these are some reasons why. So this is something you can pick up and kind of think, hey, this maybe helps me out today. The next one I have is something that can kind of help you out maybe in the future. This one is how to make 125 millionaires from your kinfolk. As provocative as it sounds, it's all based upon a simple thought. What would happen if just a regular family decided to think in centuries versus decades? Give that a check out. It's also on Kindle. That one's available now as of July 12th. All right, thank you so much. I love you. I still don't know you. I wish you a lot of luck.